Welcome one, welcome all. Welcome to the shit show. This is your host, Thunder Drummer, bringing you a first ever live improv story. Our story is going to be called What the Fuck Happened to My World? I forgot what happened. Hold on. All right, sorry about this. A bit of a. But anyway, this is, like I said, my first ever improv story. I'm doing directly live for what I'm going to be bi-week. Um, Basically going to be an improv story right off the top of my head. You have a little bit of something I'm planning in the top of my head. All right. Story begins with our main protagonist killing the demon lord. The hero looks down at the dead demon in front of him. Never be a bother to this world again. He finally gets home. But before he realized, a woman behind him shoved the sword that he dropped around, touched it directly through the bottom of the armor of the heart. He graciously looks back and states, "You do it." Starts up. What have I done? What have I done? No! Drops to the ground. Why? Why? Falls forward, dropping to bracing his arm. I fell in love with you. I wasn't going to do it. Why did I do it? Looks up at him with the eye. So sorry, my love. At her for one last time. Just falls to the ground. Sitting there, crying her eyeballs out. Jumps on her, on him, grabbing around her sword that would penetrate his heart, stabbing hers. Because when she grabbed on tight, it right on. ends up love you, love you. Next thing, our hero ends up, what the fuck did you do? Wait, what? Um, what do you mean? What the hell did I do? Sure, you died, which I am so sorry about that, by the way. Especially, but anyway, past that. What the fuck did you do? Um, I knew that they were gonna try to kill me. I didn't realize who they would end up using the princess of their kingdom to kill, but killed me. Alas, really did love her. Never mind that shit. What the fuck did you do? Never mind. He was starting to get angry first, honestly. What? Uh, you set up precautions, didn't you? Duh. I'm a breed of necromancer. Of course, I set up precautions in a fantasy world dominated by religion. I mean, it's only logical. I mean, why would I not do that? Uh, and why? What happened after my death? Well, King and the second in command of the church ended up conspiring against you because you were a white necromancer. Shall I explain? That you are a white necromancer, and because you were a necromancer to begin with, they decided to kill you. The princess, which fell in love with you, her, so didn't think that it would actually take, but then the spell that they concocted ended up going off anyway. They just didn't expect her to freaking kill herself in the habit of all this. Anyway, um, they didn't expect her to kill herself on the field. They were gonna, but anyway, you set up a plan that completely set the world on hinge. What the hell did that prince do? How did you know? Let's see. No, I told him to trust his father, not do anything drastic. Well, he did something drastic? Of course he. What did he do? He executed the king, all of his advisors, for killing the hero that saved the world. It's because he was a necromancer, approved by the church. The um, second of command of the church ended up same fate by her own father because of your devotion on how to, they not be a regular necromancer. Yeah, when my class evolved from necromancer to white necromancer. Okay, I'm gonna explain what I mean by white necromancer. Basically, what happened. This is a flashback. hero, noticing that there was, after coming to this world and he became a necromancer out of the group of students, faculty, got teleported to the world, that he was a necromancer. And at first he thought, hey, they're gonna try to kill me right away because of a dark skill. So our protagonist uh, led to the library and studying. Started studying a bunch of different job classes, a bunch of different titles, and then he crossed priest, crossed a priest, holy man, and a paladin guide for dummies. Kind of odd, but then he saw that it was actually, he read them both thoroughly. He actually saw a lot of correlations. His class, their class. So he did the probably the most stupid thing that you could possibly do. He went to the Pope of the highest holy, discussed his idea. Um, he looked at him and it's like, you realize came to the most, yeah, well, whatever. I don't care about that. All right, he. This is my theory, and I want your decision to see what I can do about this because I am not going to be a fucking evil ass necromancer thing, the type of magic that would require me to do half the shit that I need to actually do anything to help the other heroes or myself or anybody. The amount of, yeah, it's no, I'm not doing that. But I found after reading and reading and reading, found the guide to be a paladin and the guide to be a priest. And I actually went into several details of the church and everything. And I found out that a lot of the same qualities and stuff that's in my system here in these different classes that are holy classes. So what I'm thinking, I mean, the priest is looking at him like the Pope. I mean, he's the highest authority on of the church. Like, really? He just had a dumbfounded expression because just pushed past the fact that, if you keep trying to bug us, we're gonna kill you. Find a way to get away with it. He was like, but back to the protagonist, he actually started hearing what he was saying, and I was like, I need to actually work with a somebody to see if I could do this. Looks at him for a minute, thinks for a second because one of the things he hates the most is having to get rid or push away very strong members of magical communities and different classes that do pop up just because of this or that. Ultimate priest for a reason. Top guy, he's the Pope. Kindness runs through his veins, and the whole purpose of him having to do something that bad kind of breaks his heart. And he starts working with him. He's like, you know what? I'm not a person. We can develop a way we might be able to get something done. Next year or so, they were studying, going back and forth. He was stronger at this time period alongside the Pope, teaching them till finally, on almost the exact day he came in, something happened. This bright light shines through him, covering his entire body. He just falls to the floor flat, like he was knocked out. Priest went to go heal him before something pops up into vision. Uploading at certain criteria, rated different class, learning, basically the system that everybody in this world is born with, like gaming system, but tailored to that particular um that don't really matter because flashback. Okay. He was down for about an hour before he finally wakes back up, looks at his class, but see white necromancer, and he clicks on it. Necromancer that got fed up with the evil learned how to develop magic stuff to supervise and help his class necromancer. Purified of an holy, the abilities to raise the dead, heal people, to raise armies, undead, that does not require human sacrifices or gathering life energies. Certain form of passion where he can actually um use magic and what was around him in with. Meaning he can on the fabric, the energies around him, help conquer his spells. Also giving some freedom to the person. Like if he raises somebody from the dead, you actually, with being a white neck, actually have to have or through skeletons and stuff, but with its own power instead of having to slaughter, kill, and no longer allowed to spread that power basis from taking death. But that being said, has the ability to give life and take life away with into something it the you monsters or have led very bad lives have that the abilities and everything on and on basics, but a white neck, the ability to bypass all the really evil, a pure like the give and take law. Take without giving something control. Able to actually use his wealth of knowledge. And they spent probably another year training together with the priest to get him wrong. Find out what happened. He can use some of the same things and same tactic to which as just a story saying the priest found ways if the individual wants to continue to work hard to be better people that they can actually upgrade or evolve their classes something based off their our protagonist somebody that really loves people really he's like a realist combined with a healer combined with a caring soul but also knows what needs to be done to get done. All right, flashback ends. All that work with you becoming quite necromancer too. Even the head priest of kept on calling him a pope. So, which he ended up evolving in oddly. Um, just gets crazy. Prince, what the prince and him done to out of revenge for you because of all the things that you accomplished, heal and actually help people, only raising either monsters or people that were willing that were wanting to still fight to end the tyranny ended up I mean it basically the aftermath of the story after everything was said and done. um that nation ended up being co-founded by the priest and the prince, now king, has a three-pronged system now. Three-pronged. The church, the knight, or the church, the king, and the public. Meaning the nobles and stuff fall under the king. The healing infrastructure and stuff goes under the church, and then the commoner ends up a somebody gets done with the commoners to actually be able to have their own um thing put down, like their own political thing that was based off of your old world. So instead, and each one of them controls different functions and stuff of the government, actually providing a way for checks and balances, but not just between with all three parties. And they ended up calling themselves the Holy or the holy nation of Flumar, which was Flumar was the original name, and their goal is to bring freedom to everybody, not just freedom and safety to everybody. Well, they did it. I mean, after several small engagements and world fighting and stuff, they finally did it. Wow. Even though I did, just to put this out there, I did tell him, hold on. My Walmart delivery ended up just getting here, but I'll wait to get it here in a second. Well, and they basically abolished a lot of things in your name. Number one, slavery. Hell yeah. There ain't no need for it. Well, basically, you're ruthless to nearly every slaver, so I have no doubt about that. But anyway, the things that you did ended up insane, and you even have a spot in the pantheon, apparently, of all the different gods of the world, somehow, even though they made sure to know you're not a god, but somebody worthy of recognition of saving the world. So, yeah, it just messed up a lot of different things, and I honestly think it's for the better. So, yeah, the goddess looks at him again, but still, it fucked up so much different things that it's not even funny. Yeah, all the plans I did have in place were meant to go off on occasion of my death because I kind of figured something like this was going to happen. But yeah, that still sucks that something like that did actually happen. Because, I didn't want to die. Well, for everything that you done for this world, and not just because you actually saved the not just because you ended up saving everybody, but you ended up giving hope to the hopeless, and giving a chance for different classes to end up progressing and not being evil jerks, and even gave some demons a chance to actually be productive, gaining their own government stability and stuff, and able to actually grow as an actual nation and not a bunch of evil jerks. But it's the evil god kind of got really pissed off about, but he ended up just walking away knowing that it'd be a completely lost cause. But a lot of different things happened, and it caused a bunch of rifts, even with the gods and up here. So anyway, what is actually going to happen to me and the people who lost their lives for all this? Well, a lot of you are going to be reborn in different worlds and stuff, the ones that perished. And a lot of the other people ended up joining the actual different organizations and stuff. Because more than half of your class decided to stay in that world as a beacon of you actually defeating. And anyway, how did you do that? You defeated a necromancer, defeated the demon king, demon lord, but yeah, same difference. In actual combat. Well, it's because I actually imbued different things to my blades, which I made from the different bones and monsters and stuff. I know how you did it. It's just unbelievable. And a lot of the things, well, anyway, we're gonna grant you a life back in your old world, reincarnate your body, but not, you're not gonna start off as a baby, but you're gonna actually start off as yourself. How is that possible? We preserved your body as soon as your died. Your body was almost dead, and we yanked it. I bet that caught did. But anyway, so for reward of, we're gonna reincarnate your body, which we're also going to make it stronger and better, and you're gonna be able to keep all your abilities and stuff that you had here. Does that make me a little bit too OP for a peaceful world that I'm going to? Well, for the peaceful, you won't really need it unless you need it. I mean, there are dangers across the universe and stuff that you may need to fight back against, but if not, you have the power if you need it. I mean, yeah. And what about the god of my universe? Is he gonna get a little bit crabby? That I'm gonna be this OP coming? He'll be fine. He'll be just fine. Like, you understand the shit could go wrong. You'll be fine. But anyway, as the other thing is, you're going to be able to keep all your magic in even the system, and your body is going to have the energies of both worlds inside of you. The divine. What was that? Oh, nothing. But anyway, and yeah. So, what you're telling me is, I'm going to be like a regular dude there that's just kind of a little bit of a badass. How am I going to explain me coming back? Oh, we have that covered. He hands him a booklet and was like, yeah. Looks at it, reads it. Oh, this is actually not bad. And fairly believable. Yeah, especially with some of the things that your world was doing at the time, which allowed this from happening. But how am I gonna? Oh, you're the only one that survived. I mean, that it. All right. And what do you want your other wish to be? I know, I know Amber lost her life, the princess. I know it wasn't her fault, even though in her original world, I want her soul to be reincarnated into this, my world as well. Even if we never meet again, I want her to be able to find peace. Because what happened and what she did, we all know wasn't her fault. It's already done. I knew you were going to request that. He smiled a little bit. Well, and the second thing brought up this screen right in front of him. Do you want to make any changes here? Yeah, I want to be 6 foot tall. First thing that coming out of his mouth. 6 foot. Why 6 foot tall? It's an Earth thing. They actually care about that shit there. How would you? I mean, my body would be going through a lot of different things, so something like that could actually be. You're right. And he changed a few things on him before his body actually popped up, his actual body, and slammed into it. Goodbye for now. And he ends up disappearing in this portal. Now, deal with you. This girl. I didn't mean to do it. She was like all, like her soul was rocking back. The goddess ends up kicking her in the teeth. And she flies back for a second. I deserve it. I deserve it. And it's like, shut the fuck up for a second. He looks up at, do you want a chance to make it up what you did? Yes? Good, because you're going to be reincarnated into his world. I am? Yes. You are. This other lady comes out of the background with an era of an animal. So he's going to be one of mine? Yes, Queen Lunar. Still can't believe you keep calling yourself Queen, even though you are God now. But anyway, I am giving you a special gift going back home to his world. You are going to be reincarnated as a werewolf. And those not here. You'll have your complete faculties with you. You'll be able to. You and your wolf will be two beings in one body. Eventually, being able to transfer back and forth, and you'll never truly be alone again, which is something that you kind of wish for in the past. Well, yeah. So we're giving you the ability to. You'll. Your mate has already been decided. Your true mate will be the guy you betrayed. He's gonna be alive again? Yes, but I'm also pulling a few strings just in case you guys never actually get to meet. There's a lot of changes that our goddess over here doesn't know about that happened to his world since you were gone. And you'll be born as a baby there as well. Trust me, there won't be no way you'll meet him until way after you're of age. Your wolf is going to be a special wolf as well. my actual pup, her first reincarnation into becoming a werewolf with you. He's going to be able to do things, some of the things that you were able to do in your past life, because you're going to be carry your system and everything with you as well. Remember, yes, he is going to be in that world, but you don't 100% know that you will ever get to meet. You're starting off as a baby. He's starting off when he left at 18. There will be no way you'll be able to meet him before then because you'll be on the other side of the globe. And you'll have things to answer for inside the pack that I'm sending you. You will not have an easy life at first, and you will have to fight for everything you get. But know, when you get your wolf, you will be better than everybody else nearly. Since you'll have. So keep different things of what you can do private to yourself, or only. Can you install a trust button where, unless you actually give permission inside the race of werewolves to share the information as a holy gift? That's not a bad idea, actually. And will actually give a way to. Yes, I am going to do that. Now off, my child. A wolf, a pure white wolf stands. Oh, how cute. You know, you look a lot like. Is she? No. The animal that you were talking about was actually turned into a massive wolf, and yes, he's going to be reincarnated too. But yeah, and it's already been reincarnated in our world as well. Especially since our goddess here fucked up and took one of the people that didn't belong, and it kind of fucked up reality a little bit too. I did what now? The first goddess ended up saying. Um, yeah, you fucked up a lot of shit when you took him. And here's what I need to explain to you about, and what the other Earth gods ended up wanting me to tell you as well. What happened? The world when you just sent him back ain't the same world. There's kind of a zombie apocalypse that happened. What the fuck? All because I took him? Him of all? Yes, because he's a necromancer. I mean, the reason why he ended up getting that class is because he was always a necromancer. He just didn't know how to use any of his abilities because they don't have a system to help out learning things there. So everything has to be learned. So a lot of his family has some of the same abilities, and come to find out, he would have actually stopped his brother from accidentally releasing a virus mixed in with real magic into the populace that turned more than most of the globe into zombies and of the undead. What? because you took him, he didn't stop his brother, which would have took ended up he would have ended up in a bad way. So it what you did actually saved his butt, but because he would have been blamed for a small outbreak that they would have been able to fix, so it'd never happen again. But yeah, it just got really and some of the Earth gods are really fucking pissed. That's one of the reasons why they allowed me to take her and a few other people under my wing, plus a number of the dead that actually served under our protagonist um is actually being reincarnated into the world as well as babies, of course, with all special abilities and stuff from their old world and their own system. And he's actually, they're actually, because of your mistake, it's actually going to bring out. My phone's going off at the wrong moment. Is actually going to bring the power of the system for anybody who awakens their own abilities there. And it's going to be crazy. Some of the people there can even fully cultivate. You know, because our protagonist already knew a little bit about cultivation before he even came here. Probably of a way to try to get rid of the necromancer line that he's from. But I wonder if he actually realized that he's a sage as well. What? The lunar. Oh, yeah. His necromancer class, one of the reasons why it was able to evolve like that and actually gave pathways for other people to actually either change or evolve their own classes that were evil or good was because of his all of his abilities that he was actually going to get. Even the hero, he was actually going to be the hero, but his own abilities and stuff from his own world kind of bypassed a lot of that, which is one of the reasons why he struggled. But then he fought hard and actually was the hardest working one there to be able to develop into what he is now. But yeah, he actually has the abilities and stuff as a full on sage with so he's actually going to be like a necromantic white sage. Necromantic white sage. Just kind of funny. On top of that, he actually has some of the his body actually still absorbs some of the actual fighting and actual hero techniques as well. That when he gets back to his real world, he's gonna end up getting back because we won't be able to lock any of that down. So eventually he's going to be. Why can't we lock those down? Oh, because he actually accidentally absorbed some divinity, and plus with the him being on the. Oh Lord, you really didn't. Oops. So eventually he's gonna end up becoming a god. I don't think so. Why do you say that? Because I think he's going to be end up something not quite a god, but something not quite not. He's more than likely going to be immortal, and he's more than likely going to be in a league of itself, like some of the most powerful wizards across the universes. Oh Lord. Oh well. After she said that, we come back to our protagonist, which finally opens his eyes in the world. He looks around and he looks like he's in a rundown gas station. Looks around, but he notices that power's off, everything's thrown about, and a lot of the food and everything's gone. And he hears a. He looks around and sees a soldier, an old soldier with a bunch of padding and stuff on that actually use some actual different things around him. And then he looks back and he sees like four more. He jumps back, going to thinking that he was going to grab something from his inventory. Just to find out that things ain't gonna be going his way, because he's gonna have to learn how to access a lot of that stuff, or so he thinks. He ends up looking ahead, looking around, seeing that he's also butt naked, but he sees this crowbar just laying about. He grabs it and ends up slamming it into the soldier's head, which the soldier just flops to the floor, you know, him hitting right directly into the right spot that actually burst his the zombie's brain. And he ends up flying, taking a step forward, and ends up taking out this group of zombie soldiers. He looks at some after he takes out the zombie soldiers, and he ended up making quite a mess and making a little bit loud of a ruckus. So he ended up using what he could, some of the shelving and stuff, to block most of the entrances, so he can figure out what the hell is actually going on. Well, he looks around and everything, and he's like, he sees a counter with a bunch of dried blood all around there. Glass is broken everywhere. For some reason his feet wasn't even cut when he looks at the dead guys, and he starts taking off bits and pieces of the their uniforms and stuff. And some of it will even look a little bit customized for, which he thinks that it's just because of what's going on. He's thinking to himself, what the fuck happened? This can't be my world. He looks around for a second and he breathes for a second, and he ends up saying out loud, what the fuck happened to my world? And this concludes this variation of my improv story time that uh, to today. Um, Man, that was it's about an hour long. So anybody, let me know if you actually enjoyed this. I will be uploading this on YouTube sometime tomorrow. Um, Along with a update on my YouTube for another story. Well, um, I hope everybody had fun with this. For the 2 or 3 people who listened, you can interact. One thing I didn't tell people is you can actually interact with the story, uh, and if you are actually talk and like stuff like that, I'm going to allow here and there. But all right, everybody, this. I hope everybody has fun. I do appreciate everybody that come out and viewed this. I'm gonna raid somebody and somebody I'm following, of course. Screw it. I'm gonna raid Grave. Without him, I wouldn't be doing any of this, more than likely. So, peace out, everybody. I hope that the few people that are in here actually enjoys him playing Dead to Daylight. And peace.